Hi there. Welcome to transforMANtion. I'm your host, Isaac Milos, just cooking up some breakfast on this fine autumn morning. Now, if you haven't joined us on transforMANtion before, we do manly projects and other manly things. Our next manly project will be turning a tree into a table. Now, to do this requires a few different steps. Step 1, sourcing the wood. Step 2, slabbing the wood. Step 3, repairing any cracks or imperfections in that wood. Step 4, planing the wood to give it a nice smooth surface. Step 5, sanding the wood to make the surface even smoother. And finally, finishing the wood and adding a base to make our table. So I hope you'll join me now on our first step, going on a journey to find the perfect tree to use to turn into a table. So one of the nice things about being here in the Great Northwest is our abundance of trees to choose from. So we're going to have to narrow it down a little bit. Now, my manly instincts tell me that this tree may be too small to use as a table. I think I'll save it for another project. Now, this tree here has a nice shape to it. You can imagine if it was slabbed, that the final product would be a nice oval shape, which is what we're looking for. One minor problem is that there is a power line running directly adjacent to the tree, but all we're going to need to do there is just rewire the city's power supply. Just a minor snafu in our plan, so let's get cutting. Now, you could use an axe. I'm going to go ahead and use this handsaw here. Shouldn't take too long. Just want to make sure you make nice, even cuts, so let's go ahead and cut this baby down, huh? No, that's hard work. So here is our slab. This is actually a 1,000-year-old cedar tree. You can see it's got that basic oval appearance that we're going for. This has been drying for a year and a half. It's recommended that you dry for at least 1 year, because what happens is as the wood starts drying, you start getting cracks that show up, and that's going to be the first thing that we're going to try to address here. The biggest crack that we have is in the very middle of the table. You can see that it runs a little ways up, doesn't go all the way across, which is good. So we're going to be able to just glue this one here. We also have some cracks around the outer edges, and these ones seem to go basically straight through. So we want to make sure that these are addressed and glued up real nice, because what we're going to be doing after this is using a plane to level off the surface and then sand it down to make it even smoother. So while we're doing that, we want to make sure that it's in good shape and it's going to be able to withstand that process. So I also want to point out this portion here of the slab. This is actually the remnants of an insect infestation, and it's going to have to be removed. It's not repairable, and we're just going to cut along with it to give it that nice oval shape. So this part's going to have to go, but for now we'll leave it while we're gluing everything else. Also wanted to point out that this part here, which has more of a rectangular appearance, is going to be cut away to suggest more of an oval shape as well. So this is another step that we're going to be doing, but we'll do it after we do the gluing. So just wanted to point that out there. I've rounded up the tools that I need for this next step. First we have this Elmer's wood glue. But it's a special type of wood glue in that it's both waterproof and stainable, which is nice. We're going to be filling in these cracks, but eventually this thing is going to be stained, so we want to make sure we use a glue where that's possible. After we fill in the cracks with glue, we've got our band clamp, and the way that this works is basically it's just a flexible band that can be wrapped all the way around the circumference of the slab and then tightened really nice so you get a nice tension going while that glue is setting. Let's get gluing.